Why sick, man. Shout out Hip Hop Seattle. Y'all go tap in, man.
It's Ralphie Davis. Right now, y'all finna tap in to Hip Hop Seattle. You dig?
Who's case, you know I'm tapped in with Hip Hop Seattle.
Easy pull up with your favorite bitch stuntin'. Boy, ever since a youngin', niggas couldn't tell me nothing. Keep it simple with the checks and cop a new pair when I scuff them. Is you bout it, baby girl, or is you bluffing?
Welcome back. This is the Hip Hop Seattle podcast. We on episode 9. It's your moderator, Cal Nadi.
It's your boy, Miss High Definition, Henny 100K.
It's Drea, Lil Honey Dippin'.
It's your girl, Eazy EQ.
Thank you so much for coming. Appreciate
Round of
you.
applause.
No problem.
Thanks for coming to the
Thank you.
studio today.
How you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling good, man.
Oh,
The sun
crisp.
shining in Washington is rare.
Damn.
That's
It's a
true.
good day.
Yeah, it was like
It's gonna be a good week, actually.
66 degrees.
Have to appreciate it while it's here, you know. It just
Yeah.
comes and goes. It could rain right now,
Right now.
for real. And then hit traffic and everything, just boom. Whole day is just transformed, you know.
Like
Be
a
like
whole
that.
nother day.
Yeah. All right, let's get into things. Waves come and go. Is it important for artists to be aware of the current sound and try to exploit that to get as much buzz, or is it better for them to just keep innovating for their own sound?
I think that you need to do both. You need to innovate your own sound on the new wave type beats necessarily. You don't have to do the new flow. You do have to tap in. If it's not the new image, you have to figure out how you can fit into that way. That's how you stay relevant, like Gucci Mane, Lil Wayne. He's doing music today. He's not doing a Millie type freestyles and whatnot to stay hot. He was hot because of that back then, but he's doing he's on a feature of I'm Rare right now with 2 Chainz, and that's some new wave type shit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you have to tap into the new wave and have to know what's going on.
So based on what you said, so like when you're coming in the game, you, for example, did you feel like you had to compromise your style a little bit, like what you love, kind of to, you know, kind of get your name out there or something like that, just to get the look on you first? Or did you kind of just go on one style and was like, I'm just going to do it this way, and I'm going to, whoever fucks with me, they fuck with me. If not, whatever, you know, I'm going to keep moving.
Whoever fucks with me, I'ma keep moving. I had a style to me already. Instagram was already a big thing before I even started rapping, so I created some type of image for myself already. That's where my name came from. When I started rapping, I just used that name. And I actually, ever since I had an Instagram in 2012, it's, I don't know how many years later, 7 years later now, I've had the same Instagram name. So it's like, you know, same name. I use the same thing for everything. I never changed. I never went to my settings and was like, new me, new @ name, you know, or new profile. It's the same profile I've had since I even started the shit, you know. So yeah, you gotta come with who you are already, and then that'll grow your fan base, and then you grow your fan base, and then you change up your beats to, you know, or change up with the era to please your fan base and gain new fan base at the same time.
Okay, that's what's up. That's a good take on that, I feel.
I think so too. We got summer coming up. What makes a track a summer song, summer banger? Any specific elements that kind of give a song that energy? What y'all think?
Drea, what do you think about that? Like, what do you think about like a summer song? Like, what makes it, you know?
Summer
Shit,
smash.
I'm thinking about like 7:38 p.m. type sunset vibes, you know what I mean? But we out barbecuing with some everything that we got, and that's what it is. That's how I feel. I feel like that.
The
like
energy.
happiness.
Yeah.
Easy, do you feel like you make music that kind of like puts in that? Do you ever think about that? Like when you're like, yeah, this is summertime, I want something that people can ride to or whatever. You make like records and shit like that?
Oh yeah, I made a song called "Summertime in Tacoma," and when I want to make music like that, I look up Dom Kennedy type beats.
shit,
I
yeah.
look up Nipsey Hussle type beats.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, for real. They got a real West Coast low rider, candy paint type, you know, type vibe, sunset, barbecuing with your family and stuff. So I think I got a song Cruising. More than likely that's a Dom Kennedy or a Nipsey type beat. Finessed Her, that's also a Nipsey type beat. all of those to me are summer vibes. Summertime in Tacoma, it was one of the 2 type beats. That's how I even got that vibe. So
Okay.
yeah.
So right when you heard that beat, you just knew you had to make a record like that.
Oh yeah, I just think about whatever I do in the summer, or whatever I see in the summer, or whatever I want to do in the summer. Actually, I make songs by the seasons. If you listen to me, I got Summertime in Tacoma. I got a song called Do You. I also have a song on Eazy Honcho. I'm not really sure which one it is right now, but a lot of songs, 4 seasons. I really, really pinpoint a lot of seasons because I write music by the seasons. So you're going to get a winter vibe, a spring vibe.
That makes sense.
You know,
different feeling each time.
Yeah.
That's dope.
That's a way to stay sporadic and just trending.
You just make the music that makes you feel good, whatever, you know. That's really what artists really do. I mean, making, like, do you have a favorite season you think that you, like, write your best shit? Or you do your, you know, you perform your best, you feel like, just based on the season?
Wintertime. I write a lot of my songs in the wintertime. A lot of my music drops between the summer to the fall time, but a lot of it was written through the winter season. Valentine's Day and forward, you know, a lot of my songs come from those type of eras, and then I'll drop my sometime hits that I wrote, you know, through the summertime. So I like writing in the winter. That's when in Washington it's raining all the time. You're smoking heavy.
You're in the house.
You don't got
anyways,
nothing else to
chilling.
do.
That's
So
so
I
true.
write a lot of my music around then.
It's a good use of the time.
Hell yeah.
We have the Summer Jam lineup recently announced by Cube 93. It's going to be at the Tacoma Dome on July 26th instead of the Gorge. It's our first Summer Jam since 2014. The lineup is YG, Little Baby, Miguel, Kid Ink, City Girls, Partisan Fontaine, I don't know if I pronounced that right, and Travis Thompson. Shout out to Travis.
Shout out
What
to
y'all think of the lineup?
Shout out.
I mean,
Can
first,
Can I be honest real quick?
Yeah,
I've
go ahead.
honestly never been to Summer Jam.
Me neither. I'll say
Me
that right now
either.
too.
I've
Yeah.
never been.
Just could never make it. Just never.
Well, I never was allowed to go, but
Yeah.
when I was able, I just never. It wasn't like
It wasn't popping.
nah.
Hella far in the gorge. I mean, I haven't been to the gorge either. Like, damn, I'm kind of lacking, man. But to keep it real though about this whole lineup, first and foremost, I want to say, like, you know, shout out to Travis Thompson, especially his posts about it and everything. Like, really, like, never going, and then the first time you're going, you're performing. Like, that's kind of a major thing for a rapper to make you kind of feel good, you know. So we got to give a shout out to him for that. As far as the lineup, I feel like it's kind of a mixed bag. I don't feel like there's really any cohesiveness to it. I feel like they didn't really put too much. I don't know if I think they could just reach out to whoever came, I guess. I just feel like it could have been like City Girls, for example. You're only going to get one half of the group because, you know, one of them is incarcerated right now. And these names, I feel like, have they ever come out to Seattle to see what their crowd is like, if they rock with them or not? Because there's some dope artists that come out here that just we don't really, you know.
I know Little Baby and YG have a good, like, concert presence here. They
Okay.
come here pretty often. But
Bet you it's gonna get canceled.
And Miguel came
They
here
gonna
too,
cancel.
right? He did the WAMU joint.
Somebody's gonna cancel.
I feel like that's what I'm saying.
Somebody ain't gonna make their flight. And they're not
I'm
gonna be in
just put it
Tacoma.
out there like that. I don't want to shit on it or anything. I just feel like it could have been a better.
I think what would be cool would be if the community supported its own people, in a sense. Like, throw some local artists in there that are doing their thing. Let them, like, get some stage time. Like, let them perform. Let them get their chance to be seen and be heard. But it's not like that. It's just
like Travis, I mean, he is already signed to a major label.
But he's already
Yeah,
signed.
Just
forgot
like you
about that
said,
too,
if,
that's right.
if we saw like Mafia D and like Frencioso alongside YG and Lil Baby, that kind of would be like, that would be inspirational. That would kind of give me more of a reason to go see this,
I'm just
rather
saying.
than just like Kid Ink.
Someone said
Kid
put
Ink is
Eazy
not
in the
really
lineup.
on fire right now. Right there. I don't feel
Put
like
Eazy in the game.
maybe not over here. Like,
He's
no
a good
disrespect.
songwriter, but like he's not somebody I would kind of like. I'd go to.
Well, it's
expect
not
to
one of
see
those.
some of that.
I don't know, I'm not gonna shit on Kid Ink, man.
I'm
but-
probably not gonna go. So honestly,
Who is this
Don't
marketed
matter.
to? What demography do you think this is marketed to?
people that listen to the radio.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much, actually, 100%.
Bing.
So there we go.
All right.
Right on the nose.
Yeah. And it's at the Tacoma Dome. Is that just kind of weird, or is it just me?
That sounds like traffic for me.
Kind of strange.
That's what it sounds
Yeah,
like.
I mean,
It sounds like a lot of people trying to be somewhere.
it sounds just a lot more toned down from what it used to be. And I never
Very
went
corporate.
personally, but
Pretty corporate. Well, that camera's
Yeah.
not even fucking on though. That's kind of crazy, right? I don't think so. Anyways, it just sounds kind of corporate. But hey, shout out to everybody on. Hey man, it's hip hop. It's a festival. There's no reason to ever shit on it. Travis Thompson's about to go out there and kill it. And I would like to see what people say after the concert happens and see what people's like the reception of this.
for sure.
But yeah, man.
I don't think Lil Baby's gonna be there.
Huh? Oh, it's working.
I think he's gonna skip
It
out.
just it makes sense for like people that perform at an event to have like
He
fans that
can be
overlap,
there.
and it doesn't seem like any of these artists have fans that would overlap. But anyways, what are the biggest differences between Seattle rap and Tacoma rap as far as the scene currently, and what are your ideas on how to build better relationships moving forward?
How you feel about that, Eazy? Can you chime in on that? Like, what do you think about that?
I can't really speak on the differences. I'm not really sure what the difference is. I think as the West Coast, we kind of all have a similarity. We're going to be influenced by the same things. We're going to want to have the same goals because we haven't seen a Seattle or Tacoma rapper do what we've wanted to do yet. So I don't really think there's too much of a difference. But of course, with performing, first of all, there's already separation within inner cities already. Tacoma is already separated within itself. Seattle's I'm not from Seattle, so I wouldn't really be able to know if it's separated there. But in order to get together, I think just like you would have to do in your own town, you have to want to do features with people you have a similar vibe as, just because someone that does music, you don't have to make music with them. But if you think that you can truly make a hit together, truly, give the same sound and vibe, do a song together. If you feel like you have to get paid for your craft, you might have to take consideration if the other person feels the same way, and if you're losing out by not doing a song together, or if one or the other has to pay, you just have to, pay homage and pay the money, because that's how some people pay their bills, and I think that stops a lot of people from supporting each other also. And you got to want to do features with each other, and also you have to want to support things you want to support. I think some people just support others because they want them to support them, but maybe they don't really care what they're doing or not. Right. They're like, oh, so and so did something, okay, I'm gonna do it. But let alone someone might drop something, they might really love that song, they don't even tap in because it has nothing to do with their corner or their region. So people just kind of have to just really pay attention to what's going on around them in order to even create a big noise, because that's not about to happen otherwise.
Yeah. To get over it being just more of a personal interest always.
I mean, you just look on both sides. Like, I feel like some Seattle rappers or Seattle artists feel like they don't get much love from Tacoma, or Tacoma and vice versa. Sometimes there is little things like that too, where you really kill it in your area and they're not getting appreciation throughout the whole, when we're talking about unity, but you're only getting it from your area and they're rocking with your tough and they're like wondering why everybody else, you know what I mean? Yeah. So if both sides kind of feel that way, there creates like this invisible tension, even though it's like, bruh, we're all really trying to do the same shit in the same area. It's just that we kind of grew up very similar but parallel, you know what I mean? It's just different, and you just know when you're talking to when you live here, you know what I mean? If people are like, yeah, I'm from Tacoma, you're like, okay, cool. From Seattle, like, oh, okay, cool, and you kind of just understand. Weird, I don't know, it's just some weird shit, town shit. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a negative thing though. What do you think? Do you really think this is something that's hindering our whole like culture, our whole like area, just because that we acknowledge this, but we don't know if it's really an issue? Like, what do you think? Because artists talk about that. I mean, we're going to talk about our last podcast. I mean, sometimes like we got people that are getting millions and millions of streams and can for sure sell out shows and killing the game online. But it's like they don't get recognized all over the place, and they can't do shows where they want to when they earned it. You know what I mean? It's happening out here to kind of a couple artists. I'm not trying to shit on anything. I'm just talking about some real shit that has been shared with the world's public knowledge. Yeah. Artists deserve their spot and don't get it. And sometimes they blame it on you know, the area, and there's certain people that may have or may have not, you know, say like, hey, nah, and then
Yeah.
cause everybody else to kind of like, all right, yeah, nah. It's fucked
in,
up.
in my personal opinion, a lot of my music, if you were to be able to tap into my phone and see who I view daily, it is all local stuff. I listen to songs 10, 15 times in a row, and a lot of it is a local artist.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody I know and talk to, somebody I don't talk to, but legit is from my town or from the area that I'm trying to branch out of, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I just think that people have to they have to pay attention to the other. I think there's just so much I feel like everyone feels like they're doing the same thing. I'm doing what the other person is doing, 1 million views or not, you know, which congratulations to others that have reached that type of success, you know, and if you've reached 1 million views in the time, I think who you're talking about,
Yeah.
I'm part of that 1 million views.
That's what's
you know
up.
what I'm saying? So
Congrats.
I'm like, it's not like I hear, oh, so-and-so's reached 1 million views and I literally haven't tapped into it.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's video could be on 60 views. I was the 50th view. You know what I'm saying? I watch everything that drops in my region. I think everyone has to do the same thing or no one's going to blow up.
That's 100%. So true.
100%.
Absolutely true.
And when we get over that, being able to just willingly help and support each other, then there won't be anything as far as a difference or what people view as a border between any place.
Mm-hmm.
I think it just gives everybody some type of motive to like do better. So in a sense, it's good, but in a sense, it's, you know, bad.
Mm-hmm.
We just, you know, it's just how you take it and run with it.
This guy says motivation.
Well, the fact that there's the difference makes just better music because everybody has a different sound anyways. You know what I mean? So it only helps us, you know, so.
I think the problem for Washington as a whole branching out is not between each other, but more between the higher ups, like the radios and the exposure that comes out of Washington. Like, they don't want people to like portray a certain image, like, but then they do have those certain people that portray a certain image, and that's their bag, that's their marketing strategy, that's how they're making revenue. So I don't know. Peace of mind.
When the people unify, though, man, what are they gonna do?
Guys. Easy. Give me 3 words that describe you.
It's one of those simple but hard questions, right?
Right. It's like, how do you put yourself into 3 words?
Exactly. You think of so many different things. Like,
I'm going to say family, hustler. I'm going to say lover, too, because you feel me? I'm for all 3 of those things. Making money, being with your family, and promoting love. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
It's too much hate.
Can't argue with that at all.
100%. What got you started making music?
Oh, my brother, he always made music. He was kind of funny though. He's comical. If you really knew him, he makes everything that he's good at a joke, but serious, you know. So he would always kind of rap over songs. He did a lot of covers back then, funny covers, serious covers, and then he rapped on like the old school boom boxes where you could put a tape in it and press record. You know what I'm saying? And he was in the garage, try to get the best sound. You know, the garage, the bathroom, like stuff like that. Yeah. And he's 6 years older than me, so he rapped on the oldest laptops, you know, computers and things like that. He, at one point in time, you know, of course, everyone wants to be whatever they're trying to do. They want to be professional. So he wants to be a famous rapper. That fell off. Our freshman year, again, we're 6 years apart. He was still doing it, and I just hopped on my first song. That was that part. I always knew I was good at it. In my opinion, you know, I always knew I was good at it. And then years later down the road, that my freshman year, I'm not sure how far apart 2014 is to that, or 2015, I started making my first tracks, like actual tracks.
Okay.
So then I just started doing my own shit, and literally just because,
Mm-hmm.
no reason at all,
Felt like it.
just because I wanted to.
That's so dope.
Legit, not it wasn't a business venture. It wasn't none of that. It was like, I was a fuck it. Everybody was rapping. We was always, you know, we was just always spitting, making music. But I have recorded for many. We have a CD of like 10 plus tracks. Some of them me and my brother, some just me, some just him. And back then, you know, you would still burn CDs. My brother was shipping them to family members that lived in different states. So, you know, we was always on that type of shit. And then one day I was just like, hey, I found a beat, 2 beats or so. It took like maybe 6 months later down the road before I actually got into the studio, but it became a thing after my first session, you know?
That's what's up.
So who shows you the most love, Seattle or Tacoma?
Man, I feel like whoever's been rocking with me since the beginning, and they come from a lot of regions. Some places, Tacoma, a lot of places. It's crazy because my family really supports me the hardest. I go visit my family members in different states, and I got 12-year-old nephews and stuff that, you know, their moms are telling me how much they listen to my music. They send me Snapchats in their recesses at high school and stuff still, and their lunch breaks, and they're listening to my stuff. And I don't really think they're paying attention to me, but they really are. You know, I'm Chamorro, so I got a lot of first cousins, family members, aunties and uncles. They talk about me at work, you know. So truly, my family members are my biggest supporters, and they come from everywhere. And then I do have a pretty big following in Tacoma. I was working at Tacoma Mall for a little minute, and man, I was taking
at the refresh.
Yeah, at the refresh. Man, if you don't know about it, get you some refresh. You can get it online. You can get it from me. You can no, I'm sponsoring me. If I sell that shit, I'm selling myself. Like, that shit is bomb. I don't work there for no reason. You know, it pays the bills. It's a really good hustle. So, you know, it's just good. Get you some refresh. But anyway, other than that, I would take like 4 pictures a day in Tacoma, and it was lit. Like, they a lot of them, I'm not gonna lie, they're probably 8th grade to maybe seniors, you know, or so. They're really young, at least a lot younger than me. I'm about to be 25, so even being a senior is pretty young to me, you know. Taking multiple pictures, and that's in Tacoma Mall. So shit,
That's what's up.
That's beautiful.
yeah.
So I would say for our social media viewership, if somebody hasn't heard of you and they're watching this for the first time, like, she's really dope, what's one song or like an album or a project or something or a video that they should check out first?
I would say go to my YouTube channel, because if I've decided to make a video of that song, it's probably been my favorite song if it was off of the track, if it was of the time. I believe I only have like 7 or 8 music videos. I have SoundCloud told me yesterday, I think I have like 104 songs on SoundCloud. So of 104 songs, I got 7 videos, you know?
Okay.
So go to my YouTube. That's of like my highest confidence of my favorite tracks.
Okay. Dope.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
You got any upcoming projects working on?
Yeah, I have 3 projects on all major platforms: Spotify, Apple Music. I have, like I said, 104 songs on, including features on SoundCloud. I got 2 projects that are 11 songs each, and then 1 project that is at 8 songs with 2 features. I'm about to drop my next project that is 6 tracks, just myself.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just keep doing it. I'm gonna just keep dropping it until something works, because obviously none is really truly, you know, got me to the heights I want to be yet. So I'm gonna just keep dropping music until something works, and then always continue to promote my old stuff, because my old stuff is gonna always forever be my favorite stuff. So yeah.
That's so dope.
You have any shows coming up?
No, not yet. I am inspired by tour. I'm trying to go on tour. I started at house parties. If you're a local artist and you want to be heard, you got to start off on anywhere you go. You know, it could be the work lunchroom. It could be anywhere. You have to start off by showing everybody your music. And I've started at house parties. I've done multiple bars and clubs and events, showcases and things like that. I'm trying to perform in front of thousands of people. So until then, I feel like I built a strong enough resume. I'm just about to take a break.
How's your stage presence? Do you
How
have
is it?
Good energy. I've never
Gotta
seen
make
you
a
perform.
show, girl. You gotta. Matter of fact, you booked me on tour. You know what I'm saying? Let's go somewhere, and then we could see for itself. But in my opinion, I love my stage presence.
Mm-hmm.
Did you perform at Barboza some years ago?
Yeah, I performed at Barboza, and Post
I
Malone was there.
One of
Was
the
Post
times,
Malone
like,
there?
Swerve One was there. I went. There was a couple times. There was one like way back. Swerve One, and you were on stage. I remember that.
Yeah,
And you were performing there.
Yeah,
and the stage presence was dope.
I appreciate that. I'm pretty into stage performance. I like artists that interact with the crowd. Yeah, performing is one of my favorite things to do. I perform with no mic. I just
So you consider yourself a spitter?
Well, I mean, not like no battle rapper,
Not like that, but I mean,
stuff
as
like
far
that. Like, I love to perform though. I consider myself an entertainer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like to entertain. I like to perform. I perform at birthday parties. I perform at weddings. You know what I'm saying? I perform anywhere.
Potluck.
Well, as far as getting to the
potlucks,
bars, you feel
barbecues.
me?
I'll perform anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my thing. I like to. I just like it. My nephew's birthday's coming up. I performed last year at my nephew's birthday party. They had a microphone and everything. So, there was like a hype man and MC for the whole birthday party. He was 1 year old, and I hopped up on the cooler. Those cool big old coolers and shit, and I grabbed the mic. And it wasn't censored. I was rapping Finesse Her. I was rapping all kinds of songs, and we was saying anything. And my family's in the canopies. They're swinging, drinking beer and shit. I just perform anywhere.
That's awesome.
I need you to come to my 3-year-old's birthday party real quick.
Oh yeah, it's good.
So are you competitive?
I'm very competitive.
So would you say, as far as like a rapper and MC, and what, like the roots of hip hop, as far as people just thinking that they're better and stuff like that,
Yeah.
as far as just whatever. If a rapper comes at you in a diss track comes at you, are you responding or you just let that go? How would you deal with that?
Oh man,
And they're lyrical, just rapping just some shit and popping some shit. It doesn't have to be harmful. It's
Right.
Just, they're just like, yo, come at me. You know what I mean? Do you
Right.
engage in that, or would you just brush that off like nothing?
No, I'm definitely see. I'm not necessarily gonna make a diss track. I would consider myself a Drake. You know what I'm saying? I would make a song that is so marketable, and it would just be like I would have to. But you know who would know it was really a diss track? Only a percentage of your viewers.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's how you're supposed to do it. You're not supposed to direct your talent and direct your energy towards somebody and to ever give them the upper hand on your media, your viewers. You know what I'm saying? But you can't stand down though.
What if your fans are like, Easy, just roast them real quick? What would you say to your fans? You'd be like, I don't know.
I mean, they would either have to keep rocking with me or find a new favorite artist. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna dim down to keep a fan. I'm gonna need a fan to boss up to keep a favorite artist. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just, I get older. I'm like say I'm about to be 25 years old. My fan might be 16 talking about Eazy. Like that fan's 9 years younger than me right now on my Instagram, fighting battle for me right now, and I'm like, I'm gonna let my my little shooter, you know what I'm saying, my little Instagram hitter do his thing. And I mean, hey, if I lose you, I lose you, but I mean, like, we're 9 years apart,
I hear that.
I don't know what to tell you.
Keeping it real.
I like that before we started taping, you said that even when you're working with somebody for the first time, you treat it like it's the 100th time. I feel like that's the energy that you have to have if you want to make anything great.
Yeah.
So 100.
Yeah. That's what anything you do. You have to, your standard should always be the same. Should always be the same. No matter what it is. If it's it just does not matter what it is. Anything you want to do. It could be cover art, it could be music producers, it could be anything involved in your craft. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Like you could get your nails done by somebody, I guess, and not necessarily like your work. In my opinion, you shouldn't promote it. Unless you really want to promote it and send your girls there and send your friends there. I mean, that's the same way I feel about an engineer. That's the same way I feel about anyone I do business with, a promoter that's booking me for a show. I'm necessarily only going to
Not a lot of people think like that though. Not everybody's your friend. You know what I mean? So it's just
Yeah,
like
no.
it's always something. It's always something that you have to like be aware of, as far as like people just being around you because of what you have to offer, who you are, or what you have to say, or anything like that. And I've said that before, but that's something I really stand strong on. Like, you fuck with people because of a genuine like reason. Don't try to build something off of envy or bad terms, because you're not gonna prosper. You know what I mean? So
Do you feel any obstacles in the game right now? Do you feel anything like any type of like any roadblocks, or just anywhere you feel like, man, I'm trying to figure out how to get past this point to go to the next step in my career? Do you feel like there's anything regionally or just anything that's holding you back here that you feel like you need to, I don't know, just
personally,
yeah, as far as
I mean, personally, it's kind of like back to referring to your first question. I know that groups is a big wave right now. People making music with other. There's a few, maybe, I don't know, one or two, maybe even three artists I can think of that are truly independent. They don't have a rap group. They aren't affiliated to anybody else other than just themselves and the music that they put out. I just think that. Hey, you gotta ask me that question again. What's that question? I had a good ass point. What's the end of the question?
The end of the question?
No, what's the question? I had a good ass point.
Shit. It's a good
Come
question.
on, you gotta remember your question. If you're working with Eazy, I forget my shit midpoint, but I had a good ass point.
As far as obstacles in your career.
Oh, okay, yeah, there you go. I'm trying to get past, because referring back to the first question, I'm trying to get past kind of the group setting, because I necessarily didn't choose up in a group. I'm not about to continue to join that wave or try to get further. I'm gonna just keep grinding, keep dropping my songs, and do features with who I want to do that with. And that's a hard obstacle right now, because I feel like a lot of people are clicking up, they're joining up, they're doing what they got to do to get by. And I personally, that's just not me right now. So I'm just trying to keep grinding till that wave falls out. SOBRBE, in my opinion, is a big reason for that on the West Coast. They show people that groups work. A lot of people teamed up and grouped up. And, I just stayed.
I mean, even like with what I do, like I have to hold this mindset of like, I can be my own boss. I don't have to go work underneath anybody. I can go work with somebody and we can work, make something together. But as far as like me being under anybody, I can't do that to myself. Like I know what I'm capable of, and I know I can get there not by myself. I don't want to say like that, but I don't need
without
to be
a helping hand,
like grouped in.
Right. Or create your own, necessarily, in my opinion, music group. And like how you said, necessarily, you got to network. That's not what I'm saying. No, like, you have to network.
Network is your network.
But to include someone else with your brand and your brand and your brand. I was just talking to one of my, old partners earlier today, and he was like, I wanted you to blow up and be easy, and then take us, and us, he was speaking to necessarily a group of people he makes music with. And I try to tell him, I was like, man, you got to understand your brand and the brand you build for yourself and what you are willing to carry with you, trickles down for your 20 people you involve in what you have going on, So it's like, if you can figure out how to do that in a minimize of less than 5 people, I would encourage that, as opposed to, oh, you're doing what I'm doing, you're doing what I'm doing. Okay, now let's make something together, because it's like a group project in college. If you can ask somebody in that, they're going to tell them, I'm probably going to do 70% of the work just to make sure it really works.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just kind of the same concept I'm going for.
Okay.
I'm trying to get over that. Then when it goes back, we'll be straight.
It'll get there.
But Travis Thompson blew up, right? He just or he's on his rise, and he's just a single artist.
He has a pretty big team behind him.
Okay, exactly.
He works with his squad, but he is the main guy, and they
musically though.
Yeah, musically, yeah, exactly,
musically, he's himself. But everyone needs a big squad. That I feel like that's what I'm lacking personally. But is a team. Like right now, I feel like I should be walking in here with my own videographer, my own, you know, this and that, my
You had a
own whatever. And at this moment in time, I was working with a manager, Filmo the Don. He is he's, you know, he's great. He does what he does in his region and what he has to do. We are at this moment, you know, I feel like we're, you know, but it's just like no hard feelings at all. We still rock, and I'm really focused on my independent, like my independency. Nipsey Hussle is a big he's should be everyone's inspiration right now, you know what I'm saying, and he's a big inspiration to me of if I'm doing enough, you know, and if I even need to be managed right now, you know what I'm saying, or what is being managed about me, you know what I'm saying. So yeah.
What's your goal right now? What have you focused on right now as far as the next step that you want to go towards? So you say indie and all that, you know. I
want to go on tour for real. I had seen another local group in our area. They're going on tour. They had just finished their tour. And that's very motivational to me also. Like I said, I tap into a lot of things that's happening around me. So one of those, that's huge to me. My very first performance I ever stepped on stage for was I was opening up for Juicy J. Okay. It was in front of, in my opinion, 1,000 people. You know, 1,000 people. So, I don't know. I was pretty drunk. It could have been like 500 to 800, 1,000. It was a lot of people. It was in Showbox Soto. Okay. So in my opinion, if I've have, that was my very first show. I mean, it's only right. You know what I'm saying? You got to touch that many people, that big of a crowd again before you just tap out of the game. And I've performed a lot of places, man. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm trying to do the tour thing. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Soon.
You gonna go the label way too?
No. I feel like managing and labeling, I have to really just do my thing. I feel like when you do choose up in Washington, it's a hard place to get out of. But I also feel like if you think that way as a rapper, I mean, think about that way as a manager too, you know? If you have yet to have seen an artist truly leave the area, Lil Mosey did his thing, you know, and everyone, you know, of course, Seattle area, Macklemore, he was for sure somebody that did his thing. Mm-hmm. But other than that, you have to understand that the managers too are also on the rising, and they're also doing their thing too, you know. So you can't truly rely on one management and one label and whatever, but there is power in numbers. So if you can get a good team behind you, not necessarily managing, you know, start your own team, then you're probably doing good for yourself.
Well, Eazy, we appreciate you coming to the program today,
very
speaking
much.
with us.
That.
Where can we find you on social media? Anything you want to shout out?
Eazy EQ. That's all across the board, man. You can find me on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Music. Yeah. Not Facebook though. I don't have a Facebook.
No Facebook.
Yeah.
It's not really her, guys.
Yeah, it's I don't have a Facebook. Again, that stopped back when I graduated high school. I stopped posting on there.
There's billions of people on Facebook, guys.
I know.
Hella people over there. They might be lurking, but they see your shit. Motherfuckers see everything on Facebook.
All you gotta do is Google your name, your whole family pops up. Aunties
on Facebook. Yeah,
it's all dependent what you put up. You don't have to put that shit up.
Nah,
if you use it for this business and you straight. Anyways, appreciate you guys.
No, but yeah, shout out to y'all. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Yeah,
appreciate you guys. I had somebody on my Instagram send me your guys' post on Facebook because I don't have a Facebook, and they was like, you was looking for more female artists, so I tapped in. I was like, hey, I'm a female artist.
Wait
a minute. I'm looking for more podcasts. I'm trying to get, you know.
More exposure.
You was definitely in our scope before that post.
That's what's up.
It's about time.
The cipher, that was wild.
But yeah. Appreciate that.
This has been episode 9 of the Hip Hop Seattle podcast. Bouncing out, Count Addy.
Miss High Definition, Henny Hunter K.
Dre a little honey dipping.
Eazy EQ.
We out.
Easy pull up with your favorite bitch stuntin'. Boy, ever since a youngin', niggas couldn't tell me nothing. Keep it simple with the checks and cop a new pair when I scuff 'em. Is you bout it, baby girl, or is you bluffing? She barely see me, but she love when I'm in public. Come on, let's go sip something, maybe let's get blunted. I got some gold on me hanging to my stomach. stomach. And any bitch I'm fucking with, she know she lucky, But for real, it's really through with all that stressing. I'm really out here getting money, flexing and finessing. Yeah, I'm a dog, but I'm still going to heaven. And I'm one of the realest niggas left, and it's a blessing. I can't stress over nobody, I need hundreds. I need a bitch who's really down, who really love me, who's down to get it through the grimy, through the ugly. Like when I need you, ain't no question, no discussing. I'm just trying to fuck more and less fussing. I got bitch after bitch, boy, it's nothing. Yeah, I'm the realest in your city and you know it. And it got you all up in your feelings and you show it. Ay, it's easy, bitch. I never switched up on my niggas, but they did. I kept the same through all the good, through all the bad. Like if I ever lose my bitch, I'll get her back. You feel me? It's easy, bitch. I never switched up on my niggas, but they did. Born in 94 and kept it player ever since. She just wanna smoke something, she just wanna sip. And I just wanna get some head, then I'ma dip. I don't got no feelings, I ain't felt them in a minute. Girl, I don't care nothing about your nigga, we can kick it. Just let me know I'm on my way when I can hit it. I swear I love my bitches better, but they pretty. Man, I think I drank too much, this goose, it got me dizzy. Shorty fuck with ballers and she know I'm out here winning. Shorty fuck with ballers and she know I'm out here winning. Ay, bitch, it's easy gang. Remember back up in the day, was busting jigs up in the stain. Blowing big butts to the face. Shorty, give me face. I'm out here for my paper, for my money, for my cake. And I just wanna get some head, then I'ma dip. I don't got no feelings, I ain't felt them in a minute. Girl, I don't care nothing about your nigga, we can kick it. Just let me know I'm on my way when I can hit it.